I don't know how to do this anymore. It's been like 5 years. First video back. Hi, my name's Leanna, and right after I left YouTube, I decided to go start talking about books online, and now I'm reviving my YouTube channel and talking about books here because why not? I read a lot. I average 4 to 5 books a month, and that gets me around 50 books a year. I read 63 last year, which I don't even know how that happened. We're gonna talk about January's books and what I thought about them because not every single book makes it onto my Instagram, and I figure there should probably be a place to put my thoughts on it. Completely forgot to turn off my cat's water fountain, so if you heard water earlier, that's what it was. The first book that I read this month was Deep End by Ali Hazelwood. I actually started this over Christmas and I finished it in like the 3rd day of the month. Anybody that knows me knows that I have a little bit of a complicated relationship with Ali Hazelwood, and that's because I did not like the first 2 books that I read by her. The first one was The Love Hypothesis, and I found that one to be just okay. Like, I didn't think there was anything special about it, and it was really slow until chapter 14. If you know, you know. The second one is Problematic Summer Romance, and that one pushed my limits to how far I could go in an age gap romance. It's 15 years. He's 38 and she's 23. I struggle a little bit with age gap romances because of my own experiences, but yeah, my issues surrounding that book really just was the age gap. Connor would constantly say, Maya, you're too young for me, and Maya would just be like, no, it's fine, and she would just keep flirting even though he was like, no, maybe let's like not do that. So it was just all around a little triggering for me. Deep End, however, I would not be upset if this came with me to my grave. Bear me with this book. It's really good. I completed this book mostly on audio, and I absolutely adored the female narrator. She reminded me a lot of Gwen in Spider-Verse, the animated movies, and those are my favorite movies of all time. I watched them over and over again. So just the way that she was so animated, like, it just really reminded me of Haley Steinfeld in that movie. I think everybody needs a Lucas Bloomquist in their lives, and I think that he just gets it. I don't even have words to describe him as a character. He gets it and he pays attention. The second book that I read this month is First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I mean, first of all, look at the cover. It is gorgeous. It's so cute, and that's honestly what attracted me to this book in the first place. I kind of went in blind. I don't remember reading the blurb, but then I eventually had to go back and read it because I was like, wait, she has a kid? So yeah, I thought First Time Caller was really cute, but I don't think it was for me. I really liked that Lucy is a mechanic and she works in a male-dominated field because same. She seems to have a really good support system around her. She's got her daughter, her baby daddy, and his husband, and just the other mechanics at the shop. And going on heartstrings was really big for her. It's very out of her comfort zone, but overall people around her were very supportive in her journey on heartstrings to finding love, and it was even sponsored by Mr. Tire, so she just has a lot of support in this journey with her. However, Aiden wasn't my favorite character because he seems to have like an avoidant attachment style, and I spent half the book yelling at him. It is so clear that he's attracted to Lucy and he wants Lucy, he wants to date her, but for whatever reason he just kept holding himself back from that, and maybe that's fear, maybe it's because he's too scared to get too close. He kept saying that he's not good for her, but I think otherwise. I think he just needs to get over himself a little bit and just go for it, because I know it's scary, but they just work so well together. This next book I had to put down for good because it was just not working for me. It was just one huge HR violation, and that's Dom-Com by Adriana Anders. I read this book as an arc, or rather I tried to. I had really high hopes for this book. I liked the blurb, I liked the way it sounded, but the execution was not there. The idea was there, the execution was not. I think making the female main character Ray the HR person in this tech startup was certainly a choice. It's not one that I necessarily agreed with, but I was like, okay, maybe let's see where this goes. And it just, no, it didn't work at all. I didn't like it. Grant to me just seems like a walking HR violation, and as one of those club owners, if you know what I mean, I expected more club scenes, like just, and also, I don't know why they're doing all of this in the office, because the club is in the basement of that building. So it's not like they had to go drive anywhere, the club is in the basement. They didn't have to go very far. And for those reasons, I put this book down for good. The third book that I completed this year is Eleanor in Grey by Brittany Cherry. Oh, you can barely see that cover. This was another arc, but this book had me crying every step of the way. It ripped my heart out, tore it into shreds, and then put it all back together. I think Brittany Cherry is going to be an auto-read author for me now, because the last time I read one of her books, it also ripped me to shreds. And sometimes I like my books to hurt me. I loved Eleanor and Grayson from the start. They supported each other through their own grieving processes, and Eleanor was Grayson's reason to smile every day, and Grayson was hers. They were just them. They didn't really have a label. They were just Eleanor and Grayson. So when they lose touch in college and Eleanor comes back into Grayson's life 16 years later, it almost feels like the universe was watching them. But to me, it felt like the universe said, hey, Grayson's really struggling right now. You're the only one that can help him. Please go find him again. And that's exactly what happened. And she took on that job with an incredible amount of patience. He was not particularly nice to her, and his oldest daughter was not either. My final book of the month is Good Intentions by Marissa Walls. This is, I believe, her debut, and I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it, but it was very slow at times, and some of it felt like filler. I think Marissa did a great job keeping the reader's attention. I certainly wanted to continue coming back to it, but then I had to put it down to go to sleep. Katie, the main character, felt a little clinically insane, in my opinion. But also I'm not a psychologist, so I can't diagnose her. But she does have narcissistic tendencies. She probably is a narcissist, and she's a pretty unreliable narrator. I think the best way to describe her is that she's just a dumpster fire of a hot mess. Her life keeps falling apart in this book, and I won't mention the exact ways, but after her twin sister dies, things just go wrong at every single turn. I also felt like she was always trying to blame other people for her own actions, and she never really took accountability for anything. And it also seems like she was always trying to pick a fight with her husband, and her husband finally just had enough. So that is everything that I read this month. Half of it was really good and the other half was just okay, which tends to happen. I'm happy with the things that I enjoyed this month, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.